Hi everybody, Joel Palmer back here at Vintage Fitness. Wanted to talk to you today about the clean. So I'm going to go over the clean here and just give you a few pointers. The first thing I want to show you is just a proper rack position because that's essential. The rack position is when the kettlebell is up high and we're holding it. The round part of the kettlebell should rest on the back of your forearm. Your thumb that's holding the kettlebell should basically touch right here on your sternum, right on that suprasternal notch, so that your fist is almost directly under your chin. You want the weight of the kettlebell to be directly over your center of gravity. If you start to veer it out to the side too much, then it puts a lot of unnecessary torque on things like your shoulder, your elbow, your lower back, and it makes it less safe. So you want to keep that kettlebell racked properly. So the first thing is just the rack position. I'm just going to show you that, and then that's the target position we're going for when we do the clean. So a rack position, just to place it there, kettlebell is on the back side of my forearm. My thumb on my right hand, I'm holding with my right hand, is going to touch right here on that suprasternal notch. You can see my fist is right under my chin. We let the elbow come in tight to the rib cage. Let the weight sort of rest against your body. At the top, you're extended. I'm squeezing my butt tight. I'm squeezing my quads tight. I'm letting the weight of the kettlebell sort of rest up against me. This is where you're activating your core. I'm kind of bracing with my abs, glutes, legs, holding it all. My grip can actually be relaxed. Okay? So that's a proper rack. We don't want to see it too low. We don't want to see it too far out here, or in some cases we see it way out here. Very tough on your shoulder and your low back. I'm already starting to feel it. So you want to pull that into the center of gravity right there. Okay? So that's the rack position. That's our target position. That's what we're going for when we clean the kettlebell. So a clean is essentially going from the floor to the rack in one smooth process. The idea is to get that kettlebell from here. We start with a good athletic stance. Again, just like a squat or a deadlift, you want that flat back or neutral spine. So you're going to sort of press your butt out, almost like you're going to sit on something. Squat down and gather up the handle in your hand, okay? And then the drive comes from the lower body. It's a real drive, almost like you were doing a deadlift or even a deep swing. The drive comes from there. Then the kettlebell, it's a straight pull, sort of a straight line. We're going to pull it almost like a high pull and just turn our hand a little bit and let the kettlebell roll onto the forearm. Some beginning mistakes that we see are people like to sort of almost swing it out too far. It's not a swing. Clean is tight to the body, swing is away from the body. Beginners a lot of times will swing it out too far, and then as they pull it in, it really slams them. It can really leave some nasty welts and bruises on you. We're going to try to avoid that. I'm going to demonstrate all this in a second. But the main thing is you kind of pull up almost like a high pull. Loosen your grip a little bit on the handle. A lot of times beginners grip that handle so tight that the kettlebell can't really turn properly. It's just a simple little turn of the wrist and it just rolls on the back of your forearm. So let me just show you, we'll demonstrate it here first. So we start, good athletic position, right? Again, flat back, so you sit out a little bit, almost like you're going to sit, okay, sort of in a squatting position, right over the top of the kettlebell. Set it right back here by your heels, okay? You don't want it too far in front of you. You want it deep in the pocket here by your heels. Squat down over the top of it. Grab the handle. Now we're going to high pull it and just turn it in our hand and gather it into that rack position, okay? So again, I'm going to try to go slow here for you. We'll high pull, right? Driving with the legs. High pulling at the same time, and then turn the hand. Here to here. Thumb touching that suprasternal notch. Let me show you from the side. Here, kettlebell back by my heels. Okay, good athletic stance. Gripping the handle. High pull. Turn. Bring that thumb right into the suprasternal notch. Now I'm tight through here. Great core work, okay? Beginners, oftentimes what we see, like I said, is sort of the swing. It's not a swing. Clean is more of a high pull, not a swing. So beginning errors, a lot of times we see this. Okay? From the side, just so you can see how it looks from the side, right? This is what you do not want to do. Okay? You do that for a 2-minute round, and you're going to go home with lots of welts. Okay? So what we want is to keep it close to the body. Okay? So a swing is out here, clean is in tighter. Okay? And it's just a simple turn at the top. Allow that to turn and rest on your forearm. If you're getting that kind of action, that should be a cue to you that you're doing it incorrectly, and you need to correct it. Okay? Just a little turn is all it takes. A little turn. Relax that hand a little bit. Okay? So you can take this clean action and you can tweak it just a little bit. This is one of the tips we sometimes use in our studio. Is sometimes I find it easier if, especially beginners, if they turn the kettlebell 90 degrees. So if you look at it right now, the handle is pointing perpendicular towards my 2 feet. If I turn the handle 90 degrees, now the handle is parallel to my feet. I'm going to clean it with my right hand. If I take my right hand and I reach over the top so that my right thumb points at my right leg here, now when I go to clean it, my hand has to naturally turn in the right direction. It can't go any other direction. It's already at its extreme internally, so it's got to roll externally a little bit to allow that to roll my forearm. Okay? So we start here, turn the thumb over so it points toward my right leg, and now when I clean, it automatically turns in the right direction. So it saves you a little bit of the confusion. A great drill is to just do the dead cleans like you just saw me do, and just to practice, go hand to hand so that you get pretty smooth at this alternate grip. So what you would do is start with the right hand, clean, switch, go to the left hand. So now my left thumb points towards my left leg. Clean. Back down. They don't have to be fast, they have to be good. Okay? Make them good, don't worry about your speed in the beginning. You're just looking to get the technique down. And each time, my thumb touches right in that suprasternal notch. Okay? So, that's a clean. From there, we do clean presses. We do overhead split squats, overhead squats. It even progresses to snatching. So this is used a lot for a lot of what we do. So it's a great technique to learn. It does take a little practice. We find most beginners probably struggle with the clean more than anything else. When you watch a seasoned kettlebeller use the clean, it looks very simple, but it's got some little subtleties to it that make it a little tricky, and so it does take some practice. Be patient with yourself. Keep working at it. Practice the techniques. Maybe try the alternate grip, okay? And remember in your mind that it is a lower body explosive sort of exercise. Try not to turn it into a bicep curl. It's really a high pull into that rack position. Just high pull it, let the kettlebell turn, and rest it in the rack. Very worth your time and your effort to learn this. It's essential for a lot of things we do with kettlebells. So take this home, practice it in the studio, and keep at it. Let us know how it goes for you, and check back here again for some future tutorial videos. Thank you. I'm Joel Palmer, Vintage Fitness. Train hard.